We finally have more information on The Last of Us Part 2 coming directly from the man himself, Neil Druckmann. It looks like we are finally getting answers from Naughty Dog regarding the new delay for The Last of Us 2. Now, Neil Druckmann has answered a lot of questions regarding why the game was delayed and also about the new plans of Naughty Dog to release a digital version for The Last of Us 2. And he also spoke about a playable demo in the PlayStation Store and finally has given us more information on when we might get to see a new release date for The Last of Us 2. Now, I do know that everyone's very upset about The Last of Us 2 getting delayed for the second time, and I'm pretty sure that Sony knows it as well, that The Last of Us fanbase are more than just disappointed at this moment. So Sony PlayStation just tweeted out this a few hours ago stating that Neil Druckmann will be talking about The Last of Us 2 on behalf of Naughty Dog in the new Blogcast, which is basically a podcast run by Sony PlayStation speaking about all the new games and updates. So in the podcast, Neil Druckmann revealed a lot of new things that were left out unspoken after the announcement of the delay for the game. So Druckmann gave us a very brief answer to one of the biggest questions that fans have been asking on why don't they release a digital version. And he also went on and talked about the playable demo in the PlayStation Store and more about when The Last of Us 2 will likely get a new release date. Now, I have the entire conversation scripted out here from word to word on what Neil Druckmann talked about. I'll go ahead and read it out for you guys while I also show you the screenshot of the conversation. So in case you guys end up not understanding what I mean, then you can take a look at the screen. So this is basically what Druckmann had to say. When the studio moved to working from home, employees were told to take care of themselves and be with their families. Employees came first, release date second, with employees being allowed to take off a day or two if needed, even if the whole situation meant the May 29th date couldn't be made. So here Druckmann says that Naughty Dog delaying the game was not something that happened overnight, and the team already knew that the game could not be released on May 29th. But still, their employees worked from home and tried to finish the project nonetheless, but at the end of the day, the delay was most certain due to the global pandemic situations that are going on right now. Now, he further went on and talked about their plans on releasing The Last of Us 2 as a digital version, stating that there hasn't been a final decision made yet. Mentions how some places might not have proper infrastructure in place for a digital-only release, so Neil Druckmann doesn't want all of those places to be left out, and right now they're also looking at all the different options to get the game to everyone as soon as possible, but doing so will take time and will also depend on how the CV situation develops. Now, this is not entirely a bad news for those who have been expecting for a digital version though, because Neil Druckmann especially mentioned that the decision to release a digital version is still pending. But before they do that, they want to make sure how everything goes for a couple more days probably, because some places might have difficulties with low internet bandwidth speeds. So releasing a digital version could be troublesome for a lot of people that don't have better internet connections around the world. But he also said that it depends on how the further situations would change with what's happening around the world right now, and then they would decide if they should release a digital version for The Last of Us 2 or not. So this somewhat gives me hope that after all, we're not far ventured away from The Last of Us 2's digital release. We most probably might get a digital release depending on how everything works out with the global pandemic situation right now. But let us all just pray for the best and hope that we have a smooth launch for the game. Now, Druckmann has also spoken about a playable demo version for The Last of Us 2 in the PlayStation Store. Now, many fans have been spamming Naughty Dog requesting them to add a new playable demo in the PlayStation Store since the game got delayed recently for the second time. Now, Neil Druckmann says that making a public demo that fits for the public release would take a lot of work than what we imagined, and he also goes on and says the reason why they don't want to be releasing the demo that was shown previously in the press conference a few months ago is because the previous demo version is a very old and outdated version of the game, so a lot has been improved and changed in the game ever since, and releasing an outdated demo would only ruin the reputation of their game. So Druckmann has pretty much confirmed that Naughty Dog sure as hell will not be releasing a new playable demo for The Last of Us Part 2. So if that is something you guys are hoping for, then just forget about it for now, since we might most probably be getting a digital version release very soon depending on how the situations are working out. And finally, Neil Druckmann says that the game is almost at its final stage and that there is nothing left but to just polish and fix a few minor bugs here and there, so we need not worry about the development by any chance. So as soon as they figure out a new release strategy, we will be getting The Last of Us Part 2 much earlier than we expect. And we might most probably be seeing a digital version of the game releasing as well, which by the way Naughty Dog are still making their final decisions on. So all I would say is that we still have something to hold on to, lads. So please don't get disappointed on what's currently happening. I mean, none of us did ask for this, nor did Naughty Dog. So blaming them for the delay is just us being too rude at this situation. I hope you all can understand what's more important at this time and also react accordingly. And rather than just being sad and disappointed, we now have new hope for a digital version of the game. Neil Druckmann just said that they are planning for a digital release for The Last of Us Part 2, so it might be much sooner than we expected. So that might happen very soon, or even on the previously planned release date as well, which is of course the sole reason why Naughty Dog has not given us a new release date, as they most probably want to be sticking with what they have already planned. And if the physical versions are impossible to be released at the moment, then they might as well go with a digital version as planned. So it is all just a matter of time, so please just hold on to whatever hope you guys have left. And if you guys are excited for The Last of Us Part 2 and cannot wait for the new release date to be announced, then leave a like on this video. I will try my best to make as much more videos of The Last of Us Part 2 and keep you guys entertained until we get a new release date for the game. So the least you guys could do is just by dropping a like on this video and showing your support to The Last of Us 2 content as a community. And for sure, I do know one thing, that we all can get over this huge disappointment if we all work together. So have hopes on Naughty Dog. I'm pretty sure that the wait is going to be 100% worth it. I mean, Last of Us is a game that we have waited for so many years, and just a few months or a few days is not going to make a huge difference. So just hold on to whatever hopes you guys have left. And if you guys want to see more of The Last of Us Part 2 videos every single day, then make sure to subscribe and turn on your video notifications to this channel. With that being said, I hope you guys have a blast of a day, and I'll see you guys on tomorrow's video. Till then, stay healthy, fams, and goodbye.